Hey, this is Fable Collages today. We are working with the pouring medium Liquitex and ink also from Liquitex or FW, and we're working with the Liquitex ink. I'm not wedded to a brand of those. Inks are inks. I also want to try the Ranger Distress inks. So they've been up. Hopefully this next show I'll have enough to buy some of those to try those. We then got all these nice little pouring bottles, which I showed you in the teaser of how I poured them and what the 8 drops, then the Liquitex to mix them. In this, I took a bigger bottle and I poured about a quarter of mixture in. Again, about this much of pouring mixture and a quarter of the ink bottle. As you see, it's about a quarter gone. Now, I also want to have a clear bottle, just full. Clear bottle allows you to have a good mix so that a word I learned was cells. You want enough cells to make your design on it be interesting. And cells are how many like bubbles you get. But when I heard the word cells, all I could think of was locking my teenager up, who is also my cameraman. Now, locking him up and throwing away the key is what all of us moms imagine, especially when they're 15 years old and sarcastic little shits. Okay. Especially when they look at this and you notice the viscosity of it. I'm going to pour it on my hand. And anybody has teenagers will, of course, know exactly what he called this. And he said he recognizes it from personal experience several times a day. He then asked me what in the world, how fast it dried. And I'm going to tell you this, it actually doesn't dry that fast. That's what's great about the pouring medium. It allows it to, as you see, drip. It also allows it to move, and it has almost a soap texture. And because it has a soap texture, you're gonna want to let your canvases, once you've got it to the way you want it to look, keep them still. Don't move them. Don't let your pet knock into them. Don't let your teenager, God forbid, throw their clothes over them. Don't knock into it with your glass of wine that I know none of us ever have in our studios. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on. All right. I'm going to show you 2 different techniques today. I'm getting ready for the Tiny Treasures at Art Asylum. This series is going to be on Trump because he's making my life so easy. He's making my life in making political series. Just go. All right. One of the reasons why I'm using a pouring medium is that I have rheumatoid arthritis and lupus and epilepsy. And because of this, I can't paint anymore. A lot of my detail painting I have to be really careful with because I can't paint big canvases. I love the miniatures because of this. So I'm going to start with doing what I'm going to call an American flag on the background on this one. It's going to end up being an American flag with, this one's probably going to be the Capitol building. I'm going to do a couple different types of American flag background for this series. I'm doing 5 minis. One of them is going to be hysterical phallic symbol of Trump. I can't wait to have that one online. But because of Facebook and YouTube, I have to warn you it's going to be online and that there may be a red dot covering it. So you're going to have to come to my Etsy store to be able to see the full final project. All right, here we go. Unless I can sneak it by the sensor because it's art. All right, first we're going to take the red, white, and blue. What comes first in the flag? It's going to be red. Now, because I'm going to be doing this facing downward, I want to actually, I'm thinking about starting with some clear. And I'm going to start with this one, okay? Because I'm going to want some cells. And I'm thinking I'm just going to dribble the cells right across the top. Because I'm planning on dripping the cells into it, okay? So I'm going to go red, 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 and red. All right. Then I'm going to drip in white, 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 white. Then I'm going to drip in blue, 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 blue. Now I'm going to drip in red, 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 red. I'm going to drip in white, 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 blue, blue, blue. I'm going to drip white. You see how I'm building up what are called cells within the art. Okay. I think I have enough cells because I think this is starting to look really interesting. Okay. But I think I need another blue cell right about here. Can you all see that? Can you bring the camera up and over for me? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stick right here, and I'm going to kind of swirl the cells just a little. Okay, you notice how I'm bringing the cells kind of together. Now, I should have, which I forgot to do, should have something under me to catch all this lovely ink. What I'm going to do is this. As I go. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding red stripes down to add some more interest. Making those a little bit darker just because in my mind that's how I want them to be. Who likes that so far? Now I'm going to dump it over because I want it to lay flat. Okay? Once I lay it flat, it has to dry. All right? And after that, I'm going to go back, and now with my collage techniques, I use a lot of vintage cutouts. On this one, I plan on using the Capitol building, and a lot of this isn't going to show, but I want the colors there for the pop. Now, that's all for that piece. We're going to stop there, and I'm going to use a rag, clean this up, and then we're going to come to what are the next cells. Okay? The next one isn't going to be line drop. It's going to be droplets in a pattern in a 4 shape. Be right back. For this one, I'm not going to be holding it up because I'm not going to be pouring angled. I don't want it to slide down. This one I'm going to work on making cells. Okay? Like I said, if you can only lock up teenagers. All right. We're going to start with the brown. I'm trying to make it look like a swamp. Okay? Because I got these miniature little tiny pewter alligators, and I'm going to have them erupting from different type of eggs. Now, these eggs aren't like chicken eggs or anything like that. I've actually found these eggs in antique books on birds. So they're going to be erupting from the swamp of Congress. And of course, the oranges are keeping them down. Okay, because that is all about Trump's promises. Okay, so here we go. We're going to be making Trump's swamp. when you're happy again with all the cells you've created, all you're going to do is this. Okay, slide it on through. Then you're going to gently, very gently, just slide it over. Let it pull off. See if I made anything I like. And actually I have. Isn't that awesome? You can keep moving it until you have completely covered your canvas. Can you see all that detail in there? And when that dries, that's going to have a high sheen to it. So that has now become Trump Swamp. And that piece is now done, and you have to put it off to dry. It doesn't take that long, but by tonight I will be able to be working on it with my pieces from my collages. This will also then have some antique miniature oranges will be put on it. It'll have the pewter alligators and pieces from old books. Look forward to seeing you back on Fable Collages, where it all comes together. Have a great day, everyone.